The wrath of the sea. The sea's rage was unusually fierce that day. Strong winds, towering waves, crackling lightning, and deepening darkness. It felt as if nature itself was determined to wipe something out. A large ship, carrying hundreds of passengers, found itself caught in that very storm. Everyone tried to save their lives, but fate did not favor them. The ship was swallowed by the depths of the ocean, and with it, all the people, except for one. That one lone man, drifting with the waves, eventually reached a deserted island, unconscious, collapsed on the sand, barely moving, but still alive. When he opened his eyes the next morning, he found himself on an island so barren that there wasn't even the shadow of bird in sight. All around him was silence and solitude. He panicked. First fear, then restlessness, and then a sliver of hope made him look up to the sky. With folded hands, he said, "Oh God, if you exist, please help me. Send someone, by any means." Days began to pass. The sun would rise each day and return with the same desolation. For the first 2 days, he survived in his wet clothes on the sand. No food, no water. His throat had dried from thirst. Then he saw a cluster of trees in one corner of the island. He licked the dew from the leaves to moisten his throat. Soon, he spotted some coconut trees. After much effort using stones, he managed to break open a few coconuts. They became his food and drink. He started collecting firewood daily. With stones, he crafted spear-like tools and began catching small fish near the shore. He would roast them on stones, sometimes raw, sometimes half-cooked, just enough to survive. Slowly, he learned how to live there. He even built a hut out of dry grass and wood, a shelter to protect him from the rain and sun. At night, lying in that hut with his tired body, he would look up and say to God, "Please hear my voice now. At least, now send someone." But each day seemed to ignore his prayers. Gradually, his pleas turned into pain, and then into complaints. Eventually, even those complaints turned into silence. 15 days had passed. He was exhausted. He had lost hope that anyone would come. So he decided, this is where he would live now. After 20 days of hard work, he had built a strong shelter with wood and leaves, a safe little corner where he could find a moment of peace. One evening, when he went into the forest to gather coconuts and returned, he saw that his entire hut was engulfed in flames. His eyes were wide with shock. He ran. He screamed, but it was too late. His hut had burned down. Every piece of wood, every leaf, every bit of hope, reduced to ashes. He sat down right there on the ground and looked up at the sky. "I asked you for help. You did nothing. When I tried to survive on my own, you even burned that down. What do you want from me?" He didn't eat, didn't speak. He just lay on the ground, tears streaming down his face, and spent the night like that. Morning, he heard a sound, the loud rumble of an engine, and someone calling out, "Are you alive? We've come to rescue you." He sat up, looked ahead. A large ship was docked near the shore. Some people were approaching him in a boat. He ran to them and asked, "How did you know I was here?" One of them replied, "Last night we saw smoke rising from a distance. We thought someone might be sending a signal. That's why we came." He fell silent. His eyes welled up. He remembered the fire. The hut turned to ashes. That was the signal. What he had thought was destruction became his path to salvation. He looked up and smiled for the first time. "Oh God, forgive me. You never took anything from me. You were saving me all along. I just didn't understand. Moral of the story. This story teaches us that the situations which seem to break us today may actually be signs of a new path tomorrow. Just like the burning hut became the rescue signal for that lost man. The Almighty hears our cries, but His answers come only at the right time, and often beyond our understanding. So as long as we hold on to patience and don't lose hope, the way forward reveals itself. Life's greatest victories are often born from the battles we thought we had lost, because sometimes what feels like defeat is actually the first step toward our true destination. The true mantra of this story is, when nothing makes sense, still never let the flame of hope die. Because what you're losing today might just be the first step towards something you never imagined.